So, I have decided to do these YouTube journal entries to help other mothers, single mothers, know that they're not alone in a lot of the crazy experiences that we go through. Um, this week, I want to talk about dating. Uh, I decided to sign up for POF, Plenty of Fish, and date. And so instead of going out on dates, I decided that I was going to establish conversation with gentlemen that hopefully later would lead to dating. But with the strenuous schedule that I'm under right now with my current semester, I don't have a lot of time to be going out of the house and dating. So the best way to find a person, I guess, is on the internet, right? And I was very upfront with everyone and let them know that I was happy to talk to people, but that I wouldn't be meeting anyone anytime soon, at least not until finals were completed. And I had a gentleman who was very insistent that he was the right one for me and that I was putting too many rules and regulations on love and limiting my possibilities. Fair enough. I have a very strict code that I follow when it comes to meeting my children and getting in a committed relationship. And generally, those rules haven't helped anything. Everything is kind of a mess when it comes to dating. So I thought, I haven't tried this before. Let's do it. And I definitely love someone who can say, this is what I want, and, and go for it. And so I agreed to meet him for coffee and cheesecake, which is my favorite thing. And we went and had a phenomenal coffee and cheesecake. Shout out to Ruby Tuesdays. Delicious. Anyway, the date was wonderful. So we decided to go on a real date the following evening. And so I met him, and things were good and things were bad. There were definite signs that he may or may not have some very strong jealousy issues. And so I decided that, by the end of the date, that things had gone so well that he could come into my space and be in my home, and we could interact some more. And while he was here, he was phenomenal. And he did meet my children, which is generally against my rules. But he was so good to them and with them. And I was hook, line, and sinker caught. And so we ended up dating for 1 week. By the end of the week, there had been numerous conversations that were really just arguments and judgment calls on how I was living my life and what I should do with my children, and how I should arrange my friendships, what were appropriate levels for male and female friendships. I'm a grown woman. I am 37. The friends that I have are tried, tested, and true, and I'm grateful for them in my life. When someone comes into your life and decides that you need to delete all of your friendships because it's not okay to have male friends or members of the opposite sex, that's not a conversation you get to have at 1 week. And so, long story short, we ended up breaking up. And I was put in a compromising position with my girls, that I felt compromised their safety, and that was the end of that. And so he didn't take the breakup very well. He had decided during the course of 5 days that he was madly in love with me and I was the one for him. And I said, yeah, that's too much for me, too fast. There's a common misconception that single moms are supposed to be grateful. Grateful for any male attention, grateful for anyone who is willing to take on the task of another man's children. It's not a task. I handle it every day. And I have not begged for, encouraged, or invited another person to take on my responsibilities. Dating, in my opinion, is for me. It is to have a partnership, hopefully with a good person, that would then have your back when you need them to. But mostly the parental responsibilities fall on my shoulders. So I'm not grateful for any chance I have at dating. I don't think any other mom should be. I think that the person that's dating should be grateful for the opportunity to come into the life of a family that is being well taken care of, is well adjusted. All things that I did. And so fiscally, I take care of my house. And I have found that numerous times through the dating process that guys don't have their crap together and they end up borrowing money and owing money to me. So there's another misconception. Not only should we not be grateful, but we do have our finances in order. We have to take care of that many children. And this has nothing to do with child support. I could list the number that my ex owes me, but that's not what this is about. This is about the fact that women are women across the board. If you're dating, whether you have children or not, you deserve to be respected, feel secure, and be treated like a lady. All these horror stories, I'm sure I would love to listen to comments on other single moms and how awful the dating circuit has been for them. So I want to leave you with what he texted me as his goodbye, which I actually wrote it down so that I wouldn't misquote. And he said, "Make sure that you teach your daughters the precious independence that you have so that they can have meaningless relationships in their lives. Make sure you teach them to ignore love and write it off as an obsession so they can stay strong and single their whole lives." If my children are successful and happy, and that means they're still single, I'm perfectly fine with that. And as far as men go, I would love to see one that can fulfill the challenge of being a real partner instead of judgmental and possessive and jealous. You're not alone, ladies.